North Pole, a holiday mystery. I'm Rose Gonzales, and I'll be your game master today. And with me is a festive foursome of holly jolly Christmas elves. If you could introduce yourself, please. Oh my God,
Hi,
the cat's here. Please keep going. I'll be right back.
no problem. Hi, my name is Sean Friedman. I'll be playing Mirth Twinklebeard, and my pronouns are he, him.
My name is Angie Etwarroo. I'm going to be playing Kringy Spingus. My pronouns are they, them, and then Kringy's pronouns are Kringy, Spingus, they.
Hi, I'm Jamie Sukhnandan. I'm playing Starflake Snowshine, and my pronouns are they, them, and Starflake's pronouns are they, he.
Hello, my name is Louis Aviles. I go by any pronouns. I will be playing Sledward Sweettarts, but his friends call him Sleddy, and his pronouns are he, they.
So this game runs with a bit of a homebrew version of the Powered by the Apocalypse system with a few little holiday cheer things added in. The party is going to be playing as little Christmas elves. And to start off, we find ourselves outside the North Pole. Not the magnetic north, but the North Pole as in Santa's workshop. There's the workshop itself that has smokestacks that have billowing clouds of smoke coming up that looks like marshmallow fluff. And just off in the distance is the twinkling lights of the elf village. All sorts of elves around there hanging up Christmas decorations. They're handing out hot chocolate and Christmas cookies and singing Christmas carols and getting everybody into the holiday spirit for the day to come. And Louis, could you describe your character for us?
Well, absolutely. So Sledward, he's a fairly unassuming elf. His most noticeable aspect is his brown handlebar mustache. It seems to emote more than he does. When he smiles, that mustache stretches from ear to ear. And more than anything, he loves Christmas, and more than Christmas, he loves Jesus Christ.
This is incredible. So what are you doing to prepare for Christmas this Christmas Eve?
Well, he's got a nice little shop, a simple little, outside of the general elfin duties, he's got a little shop where he makes specialty goods that cater to people who are of the left-handed variety. All's left are us. So he's setting up his shop, he's getting everything nice and toasty and very festive as we speak. And nothing could warm his heart more than to, make a nice little, hanging out some tinsel, spending time with family, loved ones, among other things. He's just hanging out, getting ready.
So as you're working in your little workshop, there's a little knock at the door. And through the little frosted window, you can see the head of village decorating named Frosty Winterbottom. And she has this big puff of curly white hair and the average little pointed elf ears and rosy cheeks. And she looks in. Sleddy, hey, Sleddy, I've got a favor to ask of you.
Yeah, absolutely. How can I help you? And he opens the door, invites her in. He always has a fresh cup of cocoa ready, just in case a guest happens to walk by.
Oh, well, thanks. Well, I've actually got a thing to ask of you. Well, you see, the head of decorating, we've been real swamped this year. There's just so many decorations to hang up, and it wouldn't hurt to have a few extra hands. So I was wondering, I'm so busy myself, and I know that you've got a little bit of extra time, but would it be possible for you to go up to the workshop and have a word with Mr. Claus himself to maybe expedite some extra hands?
Certainly. I don't see, I understand how we can get busy at this time of year, especially. I'll see what I can do to convince the big man to give us some helping hands.
Oh, goodness gracious. Thank you so much, and a Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas. All right. So Sleddy's heading down
Yeah.
to. All right. No
Yeah,
rolls yet.
No, not yet. We zoom out from the village and go a little bit a ways away, kind of closer to the toy making factory, the workshop. And it's strangely empty. There's really not a ton of elves here, and that's very suspicious considering it's Christmas Eve. And then we move a little bit farther and we see the picket line where the Toy Elf Union is on strike. And the president of the Elf Union, Sugarplum McWiggle, has just finished a big rousing speech for the crowds. There are elves from not only the Toy Elf Union, but there are sleigh elves, there are assistant elves, there are village elves all over rallying together for workers' rights. And Sugar Plum turns to one of her comrades and says, well, Kringy, I think it's about time that you went up and said your own thing, so go on. And hands a megaphone, like little candy cane striped megaphone over to Kringy Spingus. And Angie, could you describe your character for us?
So beautiful, beautiful Kringy Spingus is about 4 foot even, with this just obnoxiously bright green hair, that is like in a fuck ass bob, a straight fuck ass bob, might I add. And they have a little hat on, a little festive hat with little bells. And Kringy takes the microphone, and Kringy goes, brothers and sisters and comrades of mine, fellow elf here with me today, we are here to make history for our future generations. We here at the North Pole need tighter working regulations, better schedules, and fairer compensation. If you agree with this, can I hear some noise? That is my rousing speech, short and sweet.
Can you roll plus charm for me to see how well it affected folks?
This is 2d6, right?
Yes.
That is going to be a 7.
Yeah, okay. So about like half the crowd is like really genuinely moved by this speech. The other half is still kind of riding on the high of Sugar Plum's speech from before and is like, that was okay. And as the crowd dies down, another speaker goes up to take the megaphone from you and give another speech. As this happens, Sugar Plum kind of tugs you by the sleeve and pulls you aside and says, Kringy, I've got a task for you, and it's a pretty big task, if I do say so myself. She reaches into her pocket and she takes out a folded up piece of paper and she hands it to you. I know we've been holding off on this, and I do think that you're the person for the job. This is our list of demands for Old Saint Nick. I need you to deliver these to his desk within probably the next hour so that we can get back and continue with our meeting on things. So if you could do that real quick, really appreciate it.
Tell you what, I'll get it done in 30.
That's why I can count on you. And she heads back into the crowd. And you start to head over to Santa's workshop, like back to the workshop. Camera kind of follows Kringy as they're heading over and then zooms back out and then heads over to a different part of the workshop. And that is the reindeer training area. This is kind of, there's a corral, there's stables, and all of the reindeer are getting trained by various sleigh elves to just refresh their memories on the commands that they need when going out on the expedition this Christmas Eve. And we see 2 elves currently out there dealing with a reindeer in the middle of the corral. One of them is this very just buff elf, like just rippling muscle. They've got like an eye patch, and this is Slash Iceblade, who is a world-renowned reindeer trainer. And Slash has kind of a hand up on Comet's, I think probably like somewhere on the leg, because reindeer are very big compared to Christmas elves. But they kind of pat Comet on the leg and says, now, are you sure you're ready to deal with this one? Because I know that she can be a bit of a handful. And Sean, could you describe your character for us?
Well, Mirth, from what I've had imagined, is a little bit under 4 foot. Bald head, long white beard and everything. You know, he's been at this for a little bit and everything. Think about the guy who kind of sits outside of his job, you know, in mid-break, you know, kind of smoking a cigarette kind of deal. That's him in the middle of his stuff there. But overall, very nice guy. Always loves to talk with people and everything, but his best friends end up being the reindeer at the end of the day. He's always around them. Always got to keep them in a good vibe and keep them in check, you know. I mean, I'd say that's, pretty easy, pretty easy, laid back guy. So that's pretty much all I got to say about him,
So yeah, Slash kind of gestures toward the reindeer and says, well, you sure you can handle this?
I'd say so. And Comet and I have been getting along a little bit better as of recent and stuff, other than the incident last week. But
How's your head doing after that anyway?
it was a little bit tense. But Santa said after I went to go visit the MD, just take some of these snowball pills and I'll be okay. Apparently, so it's been better.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Well, go on.
Well, thank you.
Could you roll plus tough for me?
So 10.
10 plus your tough modifier is 2, so that's a 12. Okay, perfect. 12. Okay, that is a full success. So all you have to do is just look Comet just in the eyes, and she's like, there's a connection between the two of you that's like, how in like horse girl movies when the girl like really comes through with the horse, and like they have this mutual understanding that lasts through the rest of the movie. That is what's going on between you and Comet. You guys are like this, and Comet will do anything you ask of her.
We got a whole bunch of places we got to fly to at this point, so.
So Slash says, real good job with that, Mirth. That was really impressive, I will say. Actually, I do have a thing to ask of you. So I found this in Krungle's booth over there, and he kind of hands you a piece of paper. I know that Krungle is out on the picket line right now and probably won't be delivering that anytime soon, but I think that it might be in our best interest to do it for him. He's been working with us for so long, and I think it's only fair. That's his letter of resignation.
What? Why? Like, you've been here for so long. Why?
I know. Could you roll plus sharp for me?
Same dice.
Yes.
It's a 4. And do it twice, you said? 4 and 6.
Okay, so that's a 10. Yeah, that does it. Just based on having been around Krungle as long as he has, Krungle Chillyfoot is kind of this old curmudgeon of an elf. He's been working in the stables for a very long time, and his main job is to basically scoop up reindeer poop. That has been his thing, and he hates it, and he has been asking for a raise for years and years and years, and Santa refuses. And I guess that this past Christmas was the last straw.
Given that, I mean, that's understanding. I mean, you would think that Santa at this point, I know that we've been at this for a while with things, and you'd think at some point he'd actually gain some fucking respect with us and everything, but
I know. I mean, it's hard to feel respected when you're shoveling deer dookie all the time, but what can you do?
fair point with that. I mean, so what now? This needs to be delivered to Santa himself?
Yeah, big man himself. I know, I've got to deal with the other 8 reindeer, Rudolph included, because that one sure is a Spitfire, but if you could take care of that, that'd be great.
Sure, no problem. Yeah, I'll see by running it right over now.
For sure. And Slash goes over to Dancer's little stall in the stables and starts to deal with him, and then you head over to Santa's workshop. And as you head over, we kind of go past you, and we find ourselves in this just Sorkin-esque West Wing style walk through a hallway within Santa's house itself. It's this long hallway of just portraits all along of the reindeer and of Santa himself, and of notably all of the women who have been married to Santa so far, and there have been 5. And so we come up to a pair of elves, Cinnamon Snowsong, who is the assistant to Mrs. Claus, and she's got these 2 kind of long little mousy brown braids and a spray of freckles across her little face. And she is walking with another assistant elf, and they are both carrying their little writing devices. And Jamie, could you describe your character for us?
So Starflake is 3'2". I think that's very tiny even for an elf. He's very unserious in the sense that he is a little bit of a troublemaker and a bit mischievous. He has red and white striped hair and a lot of very sparkly tinsel going through like each strand. And he jingles when he walks. Nobody knows where the jingles come from, but he jingles.
Excellent. I love that. So, Cinnamon has her little iPad basically out and she's kind of scrolling through and looking things. And okay, so there's the cleanup in the library, and we have to deal with oh goodness gracious, there are so many things to do. Have you seen Mrs. C around? You know where she is?
Why would I know where he
Golly gee. Well, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, because I do have to have some words with her, and I know I've got to send you off to do a thing in a second. I
Why
just
do I have to do a thing?
because I'm your boss. I am your boss, and that is what we do, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And she kind of puts her iPad under her elbow and unscrews her little like hydro flask thing of hot cocoa. Oh my goodness. We've got this. We've got this. We're okay. We're okay. It's Christmas Eve. We're okay. We're okay. We're okay.
You don't sound okay.
I didn't take my meds today. So
Oh, okay.
I would love to know. And right as she says this, somebody turns the corner and you see her legs first. And because this is a very tall person, and she's got kind of like sheer black stocking and a very nice little dress. She's got kind of a like this curly black hair and a fashionable bob and some red lipstick. And this is Mrs. Claus. Most people around here call her Veronica. She's in like her late 20s. And she comes over and says, "Thank goodness, Cinnamon. I was so worried that I wouldn't see you around here. Well, I've got some cookies for Nicky. So if you could send them his way, that'd be fantastic. I don't want to bother him when he's in his office, you know?" And she kind of starts to hand them over to Cinnamon, and Cinnamon says, "Oh, actually, it's crazy. I have so many things to do right now, Mrs. C. There are so many things to do. Maybe Starflake can do it. Maybe Starflake can do it. How about that, huh? Yeah?
Now,
Could you? Yeah?
sure.
Fantastic. And Veronica hands you the plate of cookies. It's like a bunch of gingerbread cookies.
Cookies smell amazing, Mrs. C.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. Well, where Santa's office is. I've got some stuff to deal with, right, Cinnamon? And Cinnamon says, "Yes, you do." And they kind of head off, and you head towards Santa's office. And by this point, all four of you have kind of made it to right outside the door of Santa's office. If you'd like to say something to each other, you may.
Damn, these cookies smell good.
Ooh, someone's been working in the kitchen.
Okay, first of all, I wasn't doing any kind of baking. These are from Veronica.
Sure.
Second of all, I don't think Santa deserves these.
Neither do I.
So would you like one?
I'll happily take one.
I think we should partake, if you know what I mean.
Well, I feel like I'm going against my code as a Christian if I accepted this. Oh,
Don't be a goody two-shoes.
You can be put on the naughty list with everything.
well, I can't say no to something so delectable as this.
The body and blood, remember.
Well, I don't think this has necessarily been consecrated, but I'll take a bite. I'll have a nice little nibble.
Gonna just take two and shove them directly into my mouth.
These cookies are phenomenal. The level of spices is just perfect. Like, that Veronica has been working really hard on perfecting this recipe. Like, it's not the same recipe that past Mrs. Clauses have used. This is a new one. And could all of you roll plus sharp for me?
Oh no. 9.
10.
Sounds good. Oh no.
I have 7.
I got a 6.
7, okay. I'm gonna, oh boy. That's fun. Okay. I think at this point, Sledward, like, these cookies are just so good that you don't even notice what's going on outside of the cookie. Like, you are in cookie heaven right now. The rest of you notice that the door is ajar to Santa's office, and it's usually shut and locked, but like you look over and it's like it's open a little bit.
Hey guys.
I say we go inside.
Should we knock?
I mean, Santa doesn't leave his door open. I don't think we should knock.
True. I mean, we could always present it with the cookies first as like, our reason.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, how about I'll go in first since I have the cookies.
Fair
Alright,
enough.
so I'll go in
Yes.
first.
You step inside Santa's office, and it's got all kinds of average Christmas decorations. There's a tree in the corner, there's a fireplace roaring with some stockings hung over for himself and for Veronica. And at his big mahogany desk that has all these papers, and it has the scroll that is the naughty list and the nice list. There's like a quill set up nearby. All of that, which would normally be perfectly intact, is completely knocked over, all over the floor. And as you look towards the things that have been knocked down, you look down and you see Santa splayed out on the floor, and there is a big puncture wound in the middle of his chest, and he is not breathing.
Damn, I think someone doesn't know how to aim with their ice picks.
That's
I love the idea that there's a literal corpse here, and Sledward is he's too far gone with the cookies. He's too into these cookies.
I mean, slay? I guess this little letter is null and void for now. Huh.
resignation's gonna have to be put on hold for a little bit there, it seems,
I just resigned from life, apparently.
That was a good one.
Thanks.
What do we do now? Do we
We
get
tell
Veronica?
her this-
Like,
I think maybe we should.
I think we should get your boss.
My boss.
Your boss and my boss.
My boss.
I think we should get all of our bosses. This is clearly an issue.
I'm my own boss, so president accounted for.
Wait a minute, is this an MLM?
Helping men?
Oh god.
Oh my god. I will remind you that you can roll to investigate a mystery to see.
I've rolled a 7 plus 2, 9. Investigating a mystery.
I had an 8.
I got 9.
Okay. So everybody gets to ask one question from the list. Let's do Angie first, because I think you rolled the highest.
What is being concealed here?
As you look around, the window is slightly open, and there's kind of just this sheet of ice that is on the windowsill and touching the very edge of the window, like it's open, as if something opened up that way.
Can I go to the window and just touch the sheet of ice and just go?
Yes, and can you roll plus magic for me?
That's 8 plus the 0. That's 8.
Okay. You can't tell exactly what kind of magic is going on here, but like as you touch the ice, some of it kind of creeps up onto your fingertips, but not too far. But it's very clearly like some magical thing had created this.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, you may.
What kind of creature did this?
So as you're looking around, you can see on the floor, it's like this big red and green carpet that's on the floor, but you can see there are some wet spots kind of walking away from there. And the footprints are from not any kind of normal shoe that you would see. They're from like a set of snowshoes. So it's something humanoid.
Oh.
And it's heading back out the door.
Am I allowed to follow it?
Yes, you can. But Sean, what was your question?
What was it gonna do? Besides murder Santa, obviously, at this point.
You notice, you look around and there have been a few things left behind, weirdly enough. Like most of the things are like, except for all of the things that have been knocked over, and it doesn't look like anything has been stolen, but you do see a few items that are a little bit out of place. There's a snow globe up on the mantle of the fireplace for the Bronx Zoo, and that's been broken. Like the glass is shattered and some of the liquid is come out and is kind of on the floor. There is a piece of peppermint kind of discarded underneath Santa's desk, and it's like a broken thing of peppermint. It was probably like a candy cane. There is a tuft of reindeer fur lying near Santa. And on the desk is a little crumpled piece of paper, and you can just barely see that it's another copy of the list of demands from the Elf Union.
You don't think Santa would have thrown out that copy and the list of demands and everything? I mean,
I wouldn't put it past the big guy.
He's kind of, how do I put this nicely?
Fuck-headed.
I'm going to say a merry meathead.
That works.
That one works too.
I mean, broken peppermint and smashed globe sounds like someone didn't really get the Christmas they wanted in New York City.
But why would they resort to killing Santa?
I mean, at that point, you saw flat out the demands that we had were crumpled up into a ball, just thrown away. No care, no regards given with that. Oh yeah, probably someone saw something and was tired, took matters into their own hands. But what about those tracks that you saw?
Do you think it was one of the elves?
I mean, there was a patch of reindeer fur, so it has to be someone.
It couldn't have been one of the reindeer.
Listen. We've been keeping a close eye on them. All right, they've been with us. I literally was just with Comet before I got here. Okay, like they were just there. So I don't know.
Sean, this is me to you, Sean.
Mhm.
Do you think there is any possibility that the guy who resigned or is trying to resign has come back for a little bit of fun time revenge?
At that point, I wouldn't put it past him, especially if he was picking up shit for his entire fucking career.
Am I allowed to investigate that? But that's something that Kringy doesn't know.
I also at this point, I like to think that Sledward has finished eating his cookies and he just comes in, sees this corpse, and he's just, oh no!
That's so good.
How am I gonna get all those helping
Lots of
hands to set
sauce.
up these decorations now?
Mm.
You guys have been theorizing and he's just catching up.
Are we doing like a split group type thing, or like how it's like?
Okay, first of all, that is how white people die in movies.
That's what I was just about to say. Like, we've seen this.
That's how white elves die.
Listen, you white elf. You dying? Don't be Santa. Don't be Santa.
As this happens, I guess Mirth like takes a drink from a water bottle and starts choking. And as this happens, Veronica comes in and she's kind of looking in, just like, is everybody all right? No, and she just faints instantly faints.
Can I roll to catch her?
Kringy Spingus.
Yeah, could you roll plus cool for me?
That's cool. Oh, fuck me. That is my minus stat. 8!
Yeah, so you manage to catch, she's like 4 inches away from like hitting the ground when you manage to catch her kind of in like a tango dip.
Nice.
She's just out. And Cinnamon,
Damn, Santa just died stealing his woman.
he's dead, it's fine.
Oh, Jesus.
She's single now. So Cinnamon, upon hearing Veronica screaming, pokes her head in and goes just white as a sheet. Like, this is the worst thing that could possibly happen today. I've been running through worst possible scenarios and I did not account for this one. Oh my god. What happened here? What happened here?
Well, I walked in to bring the cookies to Santa like you told me to, and then I see these other three outside, and I'm like, hey, Santa's office is like his doors like slightly open. Maybe we should go inside.
Laying there,
And
scrubbed
so we
out.
went inside, and he's dead.
Okay.
Just Christmas things, I guess.
Just little Christmas things.
I've got this. It's okay. It's okay. We can figure this out. I think that, how about, hear me out. So, Sweetie Pie Thistlebeard, who is on the security team, head of security, please go check in. I need to deal with this right now. You go check the CCTV footage, to see who is coming in and out of here, because I don't. Oh my goodness. Yeah, if you can just do that, just go and do that while I sort this out. And she kind of holds her hands out to you, Kringy, to take Veronica off your hands.
Gently push her and do a little whop.
She kind of lays Veronica down.
All right, team. Let's fucking do this thing.
Get going.
I was not expecting my Christmas to start with a murder mystery, but when in Rome.
Yes, more like Chris Murder.
So you head down the hall and kind of around the corner to this. It gets a bit dark in this spot, and there's a door that's marked just security, in a little red plaque with white writing, and it's shut.
Can I knock on the door?
Yeah. So you knock and you hear a voice coming through. Who is it?
Well, my name's Mirth. And we were sent here by Cinnamon. We were sent here by Cinnamon. We kind of got a situation going on. It's possible we could talk with you. We're not.
Yeah, of course. Head on in.
Bro, sounds like he's been smoking 3 packs a
Oh, he does constantly. You know those cookies that are kind of the long tube with the swirl? He's smoking those like 10 a day. So you head in and there's just this wall of screens up around, and it's basically any room that you could imagine within the North Pole, within the elf village, is just everywhere. And like kind of in the center is where the ones for the main house are. And Sweetie Pie is this kind of older, kind of pudgy little elf. He's like you, Mirth, is bald with a long beard. And is kind of leaned back in his chair. And he's munching on some Christmas cookies, but it's not like Veronica's, it's some like store-bought ones.
Real.
Hey folks, how can I help you?
Hey, sweetie. Did you happen to see the CCTV for the big man's office within the last, an hour?
Santa's dead.
You wait, what?
Yeah, and that's what.
Something might have happened.
That's why we were sent here by Cinnamon. So.
Okay.
Why aren't there cameras in Santa's office?
It's his private spot. I think it'd be disrespectful to the old man.
Are there cameras in any of the elf houses or any of the...
There's some outside of each elf house. You notice one that's right outside yours, Kringy.
Oh, so for his privacy.
Is there any footage for outside of Santa's house? Maybe we could see who was like probably the last to enter within the past 2-3 hours, maybe.
Yeah. So Sweetie Pie says, kind of there's like a keyboard and a mouse, and he kind of takes the mouse and clicks and then pulls up, and then it spans over multiple screens. It's the door right outside of Santa's office, like the one that leads into the room of his office. And he kind of goes back an hour, and you can see like figures going by really quick. And he's kind of scrubbing through and letting it go by. And you see 4 specific folks going by, going in and out. Veronica, you see the very head elf, Santa's right hand, Holly Sparklewish. You see Kringy, you recognize this person, is Jingle Cookie Fun, who is a member of the Elf Union. Mirth, you recognize Krungle, and that's everybody that you recognize going in. And all of a sudden, the screen is engulfed by static and there's just nothing going on. And Mirth kind of goes, dang it, this happens sometimes, and kind of smacks the monitor, I guess. I don't know. And it doesn't really do anything, but then turns back on and you see yourselves walk into Santa's office. And Mirth says, well, that's all I've got for you.
So, I think we got some people to visit, don't we, fellas?
2 and 2. 2 of us go to Veronica and Holly Sparkle Wish, and 2 of us go to Jingle Cookie Fun and Krungle.
I can go.
All right.
That way, we're not split up. We're in pairs. So if something happens, we have another person to account for us.
Very fair. At least you
That
won't-
could work.
That could work. I think whoever I'm with, I can talk to Jingle, know him quite well.
See about going to talk with Krungle and everything. It's no problem. I guess Sledward, if you want to come with me, and I guess Starflake and Snow.
Sure thing.
Let's do it.
All right.
I think while you're in here, Starflake and Kringy, you two head over to check up on Veronica since she's just right there. She's in her room. It's a different room from where you would expect Santa to be. You haven't really been in here before, but there's not really a space for Santa. It's mostly just for Veronica. And she's on her bed and she's a little bit pale. And Cinnamon is in there with her, keeping an eye on her. And Veronica looks over and says, oh, Starflake, hi. Did you get those cookies to... Oh, yeah, you did. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh man.
I'm sorry, Veronica. I can't imagine what you must be feeling.
Yeah. You know, it's tough because this is our 1-year anniversary, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really know the man that well.
Veronica, if you're married to Santa, why don't you talk?
He's in the stasis chamber all day.
Sorry. What's a stasis chamber?
You know, it's one of those big tube things, and he's in there, and it seals, and he hibernates for 364 days.
So he's like a worm?
Sorta, yeah.
What's a worm?
I'm sorry, do you not know... Kringy, and pause. Do you not know what a worm is, Kringy?
Kringy has never seen a worm.
Someone asks Kringy, would you still love me if I were a worm? And Kringy's like, I don't know what that is.
What is that?
The hell is-
Yeah, but we met last Christmas Eve. And he, you know, I used to be a hairdresser, and it didn't pay too good. And so I met him outside the shop, and he asked me if I wanted to, you know, be taken care of, and I said yes. And now I'm here.
How old is Santa? Or was?
Veronica kind of shrugs. Santa is centuries old.
And how old is Veronica?
28.
Oh, sweet Jesus. She got twilighted.
She got highlighted.
How old have you been? 17?
Oh, a while.
So, but Santa was married, and he had only left his other wife a few days before that.
Well, I mean, he's told me a little bit about Sherilyn, but Mrs. Claus, they usually don't leave. They pass. And then he finds a new wife. And I guess that's me.
Do we know how she died? Do we know how any of them?
Roll plus sharp for me.
Can I also roll?
Yes.
Oh, fuck. That's not good.
9.
5.
You don't pay much close attention to the Claus family. It's
I don't like him.
you don't care for him. It's like royal family stuff. Like, who cares? But Starflake, as an assistant elf, you would know that Sherilyn, the past Mrs. Claus, had just died very suddenly out of nowhere. Like she just, and no one,
She seems very healthy.
yeah, she just died out of nowhere, and nobody really got to see her body after it happened. She just kind of disappeared.
That's not great.
It's not.
Love when that happens. Guys, don't you just love it when a corpse disappears?
You think Santa did something to her?
Cinnamon like, okay, this is getting a bit heavy right now. I just want to make sure that
We have to understand what happened to Santa, and in order to understand what happened to Santa, we need to know what happened to his ex-wives. Did you have something to do with Santa dying?
no, why would I?
I don't know,
have-
you're being a little suspicious right now.
I'm trying to keep Mrs. C from fainting again.
Well, we just have a question for good Mrs. C. So, ma'am, we have some CCTV footage of people coming in and out of the office, and it would seem that you were one of the folks who came in and out about an hour-ish before.
I was looking around. I've lost one of my knitting needles. I don't know where it is, but I lost one of them, and I went in to talk to Nikki, Santa, and I was asking him if I could go down and see my family this Christmas. He said no, that it would be breaking the rules.
Why'd you have to ask him that?
If I came back, that'd be spilling all the secrets about what's going on up here just by being married to him and coming down. The folks would know.
He didn't let you tell your family that you were getting married?
I kind of just had to leave last second.
I'm gonna whisper over to my best friend Starflake Snowshine. I don't fucking like this guy. I'm gonna be honest with you.
He sounds a little teensy tiny itty bit suspicious. Especially not telling these women's families that he's marrying them and then them just dying.
Interesting. I'm gonna be honest. I'll say it if nobody else will. I'm only saying this to Starflake. That's a good thing. Gift horse mouth.
You know. Don't look a gift hobby horse in the mouth, of course. But yeah, as you kind of finish up your conversation with Veronica, we cut over to Sledward and Mirth. Who would you like to talk to first of your two folks?
You could start with Holly first if you want.
That's pretty convenient also because Holly is in Santa HQ. She's out in the foyer of Santa's house, and she's got her little clipboard, and she's got these tiny little glasses on the edge of her nose. She's got gray hair that's pulled up in a ponytail, and she's very well dressed for an elf. You can tell that it's one look at her and you know that she's like number 2 person in the North Pole, only second to Santa. And she looks up and says, you two should not be here. You should be sleigh and village. You should be out in the corral, and you should be out doing whatever it is you're doing out there. Sorry, folks. We've got a lot to do today.
Yeah. Listen, Holly, about that. Sledward and I, long story short, we've come into a recent encounter with Santa to find that he's no longer with us anymore. Seems that someone may have taken him out, if you know what I mean. Sadly, not for dinner. And it seems that you were one of the few people that we saw coming in and out of his office and everything from CCTV before the time of his passing. So kind of wanted to see if you may have had any information, what you were doing in there, just kind of trying to figure out what's going on.
Holly reaches into her pocket and she takes out a candy cane and unwraps it, and is kind of sucking on the end. That is bad news. Oh my goodness, that is bad news. Well, I was going in because my position in the house just to check up on Santa, because he has been sort of meandering with the duties that he has to be getting up to. I was just checking up on him, making sure that things were all right, because I know that the toy production has nearly come to a halt due to the union, that elfing union. Pardon my language. I'm so sorry. I was reassuring him. That is all.
I'm gonna whisper over to Sledward real quick. You saw how she pulled out that candy cane, man? That's us.
Yeah, that seems a little indulgent, especially for someone who should be stressed. But I can imagine.
It's a stressful job as it is. All of a sudden, big old Saint Nick disappears like that, and just frantically pulls out. I don't know, just a little bit suspicious. Just feels like a little bit of a, nervous kind of habit kind of thing. But we'll keep it in note. So
can I make an investigation roll just to see if there's like anything about, or see if I may have caught like any sort of mannerisms that might have been a little suspicious while she was telling us what she was doing? Oh no, Sharp's not. Sharp's all right. All right. 2, 6. That's 8 plus 1. Sharp 9.
You've noticed that as she's been kind of with the candy cane, when she takes it out of her mouth to talk, it's getting very sharp at the end.
Is the murder weapon a delicious treat?
I mean, it would be an easy way to hide the weapon if you think about it.
And we didn't see just to go back, we didn't see like any sort of murder weapon in the room with Santa, right?
It was
No?
it was just the stab wound, right on.
Oh, fuck, her knitting needle. Sorry.
What was that voice? No.
From down the hall, you can hear this voice carrying through. Just incredible, like perfect diction, perfect volume. That's so weird.
This Doppler effect goes crazy nowadays. Man, I don't know. Well, I mean, so Holly, it was just you just checking in on him. Would you mind if I ask what you were checking on him about?
His feelings.
Feelings.
We don't have a therapist up here. Usually I have to fulfill that role.
Considering that this man has been in, stasis from what we've learned recently, he goes into a stasis for about 364 days. So a lot of talking for one guy. You would think that he'd want to go ahead and spend it with his wife, no?
He's got work to do. Being Santa Claus, he's got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
And it's Christmas Eve after all, and the toy elves are still on strike. And I've been dealing with them. I need to go and take a call because there is somebody that I need to speak to.
Well, we thank you for your time. If we have any new developments, we will be sure to let you know. Thank you.
Definitely.
Of course. Now, do please get back to work because, like I said, it is Christmas Eve.
Okay.
And she heads off, and there's kind of a phone in the foyer. And she goes to it, says, "Yeah, Spingus, I'm gonna need to have a word with you."
Spingus. All right. So I think Sledward is gonna have his arm on Mirth's shoulder and just try to whisper that we have a motive, we have a possible weapon, but I there's just still too many ifs, ands, or buts that it's very likely this person did it, but it's still just as likely someone else might have.
We got to keep her on the list, man. Look, we found a candy cane inside of his office. We definitely got to see. I want to look further into that reindeer fur that we found because I don't really see Holly coming around the stables too much and everything, mostly because of the fact that I guess she's too privileged to come around there or something from her attitude.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. She seems pretty high up on there on my list so far, but I think it's
and Spingus? What does Spingus have to do with any of this?
That was Spingus.
Spingus. There's too many Spinguses and Spinguses.
So many Anguses.
So many springs.
Spingus, I forgot that.
Springus, Boingus, Moingus, Doingus.
I'd say the candy cane was, kind of more than suspicious. Just the way that she had that, the way she was doing it, the way she was holding it and everything. But I think for now, it's mostly got to go probably see about investigating on Krungle, if you know.
And I've never seen someone sharpen a candy cane that quickly before.
That was quite impressive. I mean,
it was uncanny.
Only we could actually take a look at the puncture size.
Oh. All right, let's before the trail goes cold, let's go to the fella you mentioned, the fella that used to work with you.
Let's go see about meeting up with Krungle and see what he may be able to inform us about from his time at the office.
All right.
Okay, yeah, so you head over to talk with Krungle, and then we go back to Starflake and Kringy to speak with Jingle Cookie Fun. And you head over to, I think that they're back out on the picket line, back with the rest, but are kind of standing off to the side and are kind of, they're sort of kicking snow around. They've got the big rosy elf cheeks and little red pigtails, but they've got this really just sullen face. Like, this is the face of a moody teenager, and they're kind of just like hands in pockets.
Hey, you Jingle.
Hey,
What's going on? You look a little downtrodden.
yeah, Christmas Eve.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bad time of year.
Why do you hate Christmas Eve?
They kind of they're kind of wearing a turtleneck and they kind of pull it down, and you can see along their neck is like just scarring from what Kringy, is the shock collars that toy elves are equipped with when they're on the floor.
Yeah, it's not a good time of year.
They give you shock collars?
You didn't know that?
Increases productivity,
Yeah, you guys don't get that?
No, on the high and mighty assistant elf job, you don't have to do that. So how are you?
Things are going, things are ebbing and flowing.
Can I whisper to my friend Kringy? Do we tell them that Santa's dead?
Here's what I'm worried about. If we tell them, we're in a big crowd of people right now, and if everybody finds the fuck out, it's going to muddy things incredibly. Turning back to Jingle. Hey, so just got a question for you, Jingle.
Hmm.
I went by Santa's office a little bit ago just to drop off the union letter for Sugar Plum. Were you in there earlier? The big man mentioned you. So
I'm surprised that son of a Blitzen remembered my name.
he kind of described yous.
Yeah, I was. I told him to elf off.
Oh,
I told him that I wished he was friggin' dead from the way that he's been treating us. I wouldn't wish death on nobody else, but that guy, if anybody deserves it, it's him.
Oh.
can I try to read their because I've said some things in anger for sure.
Can you roll, how about roll charm for this one?
These dice fucking hate me. It's another 5.
Yeah, you just can't like their eyebrows specifically are just constantly fixed in this scowl, so you can't tell if it's just they're just angry or what. By the way, you seen my screwdriver around, my Phillips head?
Can't say that I have, I'm gonna be honest.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I might have hid it somewhere. I got bored.
Just like a friggin' assistant elf, just like you.
That did I ever do to you?
You think you are so high and mighty because you get to work in the house and you don't have to have a shock collar. You think that you are so special.
I literally didn't even know that you had a shock collar until 5 minutes ago.
That's because you're sheltered. It's because you're sheltered and you are blinded by privilege.
You know what?
Hey. Listen. Hey.
Kringy?
No, listen. Hey. Look. Jingle. I know you, and I know you know what you're talking about. And Starflake, we have some places to be. So I don't think arguing right now is going to do no good for nobody.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you say we just head on out?
All right. Let's go then. Have a good day,
Jingle. I'll be seeing you around.
Gonna see you on the picket line later, comrade?
Definitely will be, comrade.
Dang right. And they head back over to talk to Sugar Plum.
Okay, so maybe the kid's done something drastic.
I don't think wait, listen, I don't think they would have killed Santa. I mean, they seem angry, but it's not like murdering someone angry. It seems just like a little bit of like fuck you, Santa. Santa face.
I will say I don't think it's this one, but keeping an open mind. Jeez.
Do you think that Santa could have done it to himself?
You think so? You think he fell over onto whatever?
What if he went to someone and told them to do that so he could frame someone?
I think we should head back to the prime location where the body is and wait for the other two, and let's convene.
Why are you always killing my vibe, man?
Listen. Someone's dead.
A man died, Starflake. Come on.
Yeah, he deserved it.
I don't give a fuck about him, but that means that our motion has been delayed, and I'm trying to get this thing solved as quick as possible.
All right, whatever.
Yeah, so you start to head back over. As this is happening, at the stables, Mirth and Sledward meet up and see Krungle kind of in the back of a reindeer. It's like Blitzen's stall, and he's shuffling through papers and putting things in like a little elf briefcase.
Krungle, my boy. How are you?
Oh, hey, Mirth.
How's everything been?
I quit.
You quit?
I quit.
Wow. So it's official, huh?
Yep.
Hmm.
I'm still helping out the union, but my sister has a job for me at her candy cane shop. So
Really? Okay.
still employed, but I'm free of reindeer dookie.
I'm sure that's been a bit of a relief for you with everything. By the way, Krungle, this is Sweettart. Sledward.
Nice to meet you. My friends call me Sleddy.
Sleddy, good name, good Christian name.
Well, I do keep the Lord and our Savior Jesus Christ in everything I do.
Yep. And Krungle has like a hoof pick in one hand, and he kind of wipes it on the bottom of his shirt. Not gonna need this on thing.
Do you mind if I take a look at that real quick? If you're planning on getting rid of it, of course.
Go ahead. It's trash to me now.
All right. I just want to see. I want to do like another investigation check and just see if I can like spot any sort of blood or any sort of, anything tying this back to the possible murder.
Yeah, can you roll sharp?
Yep. Oh, 4, 5 plus 1. That's a 10 total.
Yeah. You pick it up, you kind of hold it in your hand and pull your hand away, and there's some hay and a brown substance on there, and that's really all there is.
Oh, it's probably doo-doo.
Maybe it's dirt. You don't know.
Oh, no.
It's probably Dookie.
Well, I'll just put this in my pocket for the time being.
Oh, you're gonna be taking over this job. Good luck, buddy. It does not pay well. The hours are awful. You have to pick up poopies. That's bad.
Well, I do try to put my 110% in everything I do, but I will certainly keep your warning in mind. Thank you.
Well, Krungle, dear old friend, listen, I came here with a question, if you don't mind me asking, but see, we were just paying a visit over by Saint Nick and everything, and he was talking to us about going over some kind of budget stuff about everything with the reindeer stables and everything, just trying to see more about what we can get out of it. I just happened to mention that you were passing through a couple times. Just didn't know if anything. Did you seem off to you at all by any chance? Like a little sprawled out all over the place, a little wonky or something, just stretched thin.
I mean, I went up to Santa's office to deliver my letter of resignation, but I couldn't find it nowhere. I went up, I was about to slam it down on his elfin desk, and then my pockets were empty, and it was really embarrassing. And I will admit, some of my pride squished. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get it back. But came back here.
Did anything bad happen between the two of you? Like especially because of the fact that you didn't have your letter and everything. I'm sure having to tell him. Did you tell him at all, or?
Oh, yes. I said to his face, I quit. I called him a lot of names, some of which I won't repeat here, but he took it like a champ. I guess I meant that little to him.
Well, at least you have this new gig for you over at the candy cane factory and everything, right? I'm gonna whisper over to my friend Sleddy really quick. I was given his resignation letter to go drop off myself. Now, why would Slash give me his Krungle's resignation letter and everything? He told me that he couldn't. He was too busy and stuff.
Slash Ice Blade? You mean the Slash Ice Blade?
E/Ice Blade. I mean, fucking ripped muscles and everything. The one who could probably tear us in two with just a blink of an eye. That one.
Well, if anyone's capable of doing in the big guy, it's certainly a man like him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do you think we should tell him?
We might want to reconvene. And we still have to look up what I completely forgot. Was it Spingus?
Sprongus.
We still have to look into this Spingus character.
As you discuss this, there is this big gust of this icy cold wind that just rips through the corral, and Starflake and Kringy, it like whips around out to where you are on your way back over to the house. It's just, if all of you roll plus magic for me.
Plus magic. Oh. Okay. I got a 6 and a 3. My magic is +1, so that is a 10 total.
I got a 6.
Also 6.
I got 4.
Oh, damn. Okay. Yeah, I guess like only I think it's probably because you deal with this force the most out of everybody as a village elf, because the entity that's causing this doesn't really come around the other spots. You know, Sledward, you know that this is a magical gust of wind from the one, the only Jack Frost.
Oh boy. What do I know about Mr. Frost?
Roll sharp for me.
All right. Oh, that's 3, 1 plus 1. That's a 5.
You know what? I'll give you this. It's pretty well known. It's gossip that's kind of gone around that Jack Frost, when it's not winter, he'll be up at the North Pole, like usually during the summer or during the spring. And he spends a lot of time with Veronica in this past year.
Okay. So this is all hearsay for the most part, but
it's all hearsay. That's the rumor. The whisper goes.
Would we be able to, is this gust something that I can like tangibly follow?
Yes, like it's kind of got like it's a magical gust of wind, and it's like there are some like ice crystals that are flying with it, and it's just kind of heading through, and yeah, you can follow after it, and it's heading towards there's a gazebo out by Santa's house that it's heading over towards.
Okay. Follow that wind. So he's just gonna take off into like a sort of mad dash towards this magic gust.
You follow after that. From as you Starflake and Kringy head back into, well, you start to head back into the house, you see Veronica kind of look up out the window, and she puts on a coat and heads outside. And is kind of following after.
Can we follow her?
Let's go.
So
Okay.
all four of you kind of convene. There's like a thing of bushes out near, like these little snow-capped bushes that are right outside near the gazebo. And as you get there, the wind shows up and it turns into this kind of just swirl of ice. There's Jack Frost. He's tall and lanky. He's got he's like white locks and like this pale blue skin. He's got these white eyes, and he's got like a this really cool jacket. He's very attractive. And
He sounds like a prime Tumblr sexy man.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Sure about that one?
But Jack materializes on the gazebo, and Veronica is a few paces away from where you all are. Yes,
We
you
need
can.
Sinine.
Yeah. Is this a roll we need to make?
Yeah, if everybody could roll, cool to stay hidden.
Oh no. Not cool.
I don't have.
All right. 6,
Oh
2,
no.
-1, 7.
11.
9.
4. Oh no.
Okay, Mirth, you managed to lean back and rest your beard on top of one of the bushes, and it just fully blends in. You are not seen at all. Kringy, I think you're like waist deep behind the bushes, and it's like, this is good enough. Yeah, this is fine. So Veronica starts to go past, stops. Hello?
I dropped my contact.
In the bushes? Do you want some help?
Yes, please. I can't look without my magnifying glass.
Of course. Of course, of course. And Jack kind of looks over like, I didn't realize there was gonna be a group out here, Ronnie. I can go. I can.
I'm so sorry. I didn't realize you were gonna be here, Mr. Frost.
Yeah, we were just, looking for Kringy's magnifying glass. We kind of lost it. We were just playing a little game.
Mrs. Claus, I didn't realize you had a bouquet.
I don't. Jack's a friend. Yeah.
It's totally okay if that's the case. Like, I don't listen.
Polyamory exists.
And your husband was kind of how you say
How do you put this nicely?
Jack, an asshole. Yeah.
fuckhead.
Yeah. That's a pretty good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I wouldn't blame you. And you, Mr. Frost, I listen, I don't know how these things work. I'm frankly too busy working to do much of anything, but it seems like you have a union of sorts. Romantic in nature.
I didn't do it, if that's what you're asking.
No, I was not implying.
Didn't do what exactly?
Wait a fucking minute.
What didn't you do?
I saw what happened.
What do you mean you saw what happened?
He points over to the window that leads to the office. That ice? That was me.
Oh shit, I ate that.
Oh, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. Let me see your fingers. And he kind of takes one of your hands and the frost is gone.
Ah,
And you
fuck,
feel
thanks.
physically, you feel better. Like you had been feeling your tummy hurt a little bit before, and now it's like, oh, okay.
Oh shit, I thought that was elf lactose intolerance.
No. Gotta be careful with those cookies and milk,
Yeah.
you know? No, but I was talking to Mr. Kringle because and he kind of holds a hand out to Veronica and she takes it. I've never really felt this way about anybody before. Because I've been around. I have, but none of the Mrs. Claus, none of them. But Veronica, I love her.
Oh.
And I was trying to tell him to just let her go because she's a prisoner up here. And Veronica's like, oh, Jack, that's not what no, it is. You're a prisoner. And it's not fair. And I came up to the window to have a word. And I was talking to him and his back was turned. And someone reached over and tapped his shoulder. He turned around and I saw a blade stick through his chest, get pulled back out. He fell over, knocked everything off of that desk and landed on the floor. And I looked up and it was this person in this big coat, this big fur coat thing. I could barely see their face and they had these big snowshoes on. And it was this whole awful thing. And then I looked closer and I know those eyes from all the years that she was here. It was Sherilyn.
His fucking dead wife?
Not so dead, huh?
So, she killed Santa? So what do we do now? What if they're not actually dead?
Oh no, the other ones are dead. They live to be in their 90s.
Yeah, but we thought Sherilyn was dead too.
Sherilyn was 34. Sherilyn was young.
May I roll to see if these two are lying to cover for each other?
Go ahead.
11.
11. You can see that Jack definitely has a lot of bitterness towards Santa, but like he's still visibly shaken by the thing that he is describing, enough so that you would believe that that is the truth.
God damn it, I believe this man.
But why would you wait? Can I ask a question?
Yes.
But if you hated Santa, and why would you want to avenge him and tell us who killed him?
I figured that accusations would be coming my way because I can do stuff like this. And he holds out a hand. Ice goes around it and it goes up to this point of icicle. I can do this. And this looks pretty suspicious when there's no weapon left on the body.
I like him.
I wanted folks to know that it wasn't me. And that if Veronica and I skipped town, that it wasn't us.
All right, you crazy kids.
I've been hiding in this bush for God knows how long. This bullshit.
Takes the beard off. Oh my god. Yeah.
Do you happen to know where Sherilyn is now?
Listen, I skedaddled out of there as soon as I saw that blade thing. That thin blade too. Saw it shoot out of his chest, and then I
Yeah.
think.
Sorry. Just
Yeah.
question came to mind. You see a candy cane in use anywhere? Like
Dandy.
anyone, like whether it be Claus holding one or
Oh, that's Sparkle Wish. She's crazy. She wants Santa dead. I'm surprised this wasn't her doing because she wants to be up top.
Sparkle Witch?
Holly.
Holly.
Maybe maybe she did have
Wait,
something to do with it.
Holly?
Maybe she let Sherilyn in. I don't
We-
know.
We spoke with her earlier. She was acting a little jittery
Weird.
and stuff. Not really kind
Yeah. Wouldn't put it
of
past her.
Sleddy. Who was she on the phone with again?
Oh, it was. I can't.
Daddy.
I'm gonna mess this up. It was Sprongus. I'm so bad with this name. I'm sorry.
Strongest.
Sprongus.
You know this, Sprongus?
I do know this, Sprungus. That's my twin.
Oh. You have a twin?
Yes, I do.
A twin with a different
Yes.
last name?
We went our separate ways. I disowned them. Sprongus.
Sprongus.
God damn. Wait a minute, you two. Holly. What is she calling Sprongus for? That's not good.
That's what I was going to be asking you about, because we try to listen in on everything, but I don't think we were able to really decipher too much from what was said.
And if we stayed there any longer, I think suspicion would have been cast on us. So we had to make a hasty retreat.
Exactly. So, but
No.
my question to you, Springus, was Sprongus by any chance in any? I'm just saying, because why would she call him out of all people and everything? Have you ever heard him mention Holly before?
Last I heard, that worm of a elf.
I thought you didn't know what a worm was.
Oh, retconning. Last I heard,
Maybe you're the one who killed Santa since you lied about knowing what a worm is.
that horrible weasel, last I heard, was working for the elf cops, but nothing since.
How long ago was that?
Some 200 years.
I mean, maybe it's time for a family reunion.
Could all of you make a sharp roll for me? Yes.
That's 8.
8.
So it's 9 for me.
3 plus 5 plus 1, that's 9.
Yeah, all of you managed to spot just from the corner of your eye, kind of up from the attic window. You can see a shadow lurking in there. And then as soon as you all notice it, it disappears.
Oi, what the fuck?
Guys, we gotta go.
Can we
gotta
follow
get in
it?
bed.
Let's follow it.
All right. This does not bode well.
Can I fashion some sort of grappling hook out of toy parts to get up there real fast.
Don't worry about that one because I actually have you guys covered for a grappling hook and everything.
Damn!
Slay elves don't fuck around.
We come prepared. We come prepared. All right. So I gotta. All right. So I gotta. Wait. Am I able to like carry people like on the ground, or is it just like
Yeah, if they like hang on to you, like if you do like a babysitter's club, kind of everybody's hanging
Okay.
on.
All right. Awesome. So I gotta roll
You
sharp.
better hang on tight, spider monkey.
All right. I gotta roll sharp to aim. So let's see what that's like. 6.
Yeah. So you take your grappling hook. It kind of clinks against the window pane, and it shatters, but it doesn't stick in there. So it kind of just boom, falls back down.
Okay. I guess would I have to roll that again?
You could let somebody else
Oh
roll.
yeah. Please, someone take this better for me.
I'm gonna roll. Okay.
You roll.
Oh, it's
Starflake,
on a
take
stick. Okay. Ready. 10.
Oh, let's go.
So hooks into the kind of cross of the window pane. Exactly right. What's the thing again to roll tough to do what? To reel it in?
Basically, just swing and all that. So
Yeah. So can you roll plus tough for me?
2, 5. So 7 plus.
Plus 2, so that's a 9.
Yeah.
I know your stats. I made them up. Starflake, you managed to shoot it up there, and then Mirth hits the button to reel it back in, and everybody kind of grabs on tight and is yanked back up.
Wee!
I think Sledward on the way up, you kind of hit one of the gables of the roof
Oh,
just a
boy.
tiny bit on that 9 because it's a mixed success.
Sure.
You kind of just hit one of those, and it hurts a little bit, but not enough to do any like lasting damage.
You steer better.
And Jack kind of gestures to Veronica, turns back into that gust of wind and follows you up.
I don't trust Jack.
I don't know. I feel like right now at this point, the only people that we can trust are pretty much in the circle. Okay. Everyone here is a suspect. We've all been with each other. That's it. Everyone, you gotta keep in mind the town's angry, where
Yeah.
everybody we look at is gonna be
You say this as you're going up.
We're just having a whole conversation on the way up.
The whole
You're
conversation.
whispering.
As you're being yanked up into the air, yes.
I know that the town is angry, but Jack is really suspicious.
You think so?
Yeah. I don't know, he has every motive to kill Santa. And while the elves do as well. And everyone's angry for a very valid reason.
I don't know. Something tells me that he's trustworthy.
At the moment, he's all we got.
All right, well, I'll just keep him in the back of my mind for now.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I'd say we keep most of the things between the 4 of us until we feel like, something is, at least we've narrowed it down to, collective group.
Yeah,
All right.
I agree with this one.
So you finally make it up to the top. It's been going really slow.
It's a very slow elevator.
You make it up to the top. You make it into the attic, and it's this big sprawling attic. Like there's a lot of stuff kind of away in here. There's weirdly a lot of furniture. There's a few like dress forms that are in there that are kind of stashed away, like trunks of things that are up there, and they're all labeled with initials, and there are 4 in particular that you can spot. SEC, JBC, BKC, and SWC.
Letters.
I'm looking at the C at the end. Maybe these are all like all the past Mrs. Claus wardrobes and stuff.
You're right.
I have the note taker, so I can use that technically to figure out if that is what we're looking at, if we're looking at the wardrobes of the past Mrs. Claus.
Yeah, so you can so Roll plus cool just to do. I know that it says like to ask questions, but I can just give you the answer if you roll well enough for cool.
Okay. Okay, I rolled 11.
Okay, yeah, no, for sure. So you're able to pull up some like just a timeline of everything that's happened in the North Pole, and there's a tab in there on your little. Is it an iPad or is it like a notebook?
I want to say iPad because
iPad kid.
So there's like a
Yeah.
little thing that you tap that's just on the history of the different women who have married Santa. The very first one is Sarah Eaker Claus, Janine Baldwin Claus, Bonnie Kellerman Claus, and then Sherilyn Warwick Claus, who died last year.
am I allowed to ask a question?
Yes, you can.
Why would well, if Jack Frost is saying that Sherilyn is the one who killed Santa, then why would it say that she's dead?
The news that was broken to everybody at the North Pole was that Sherilyn died very suddenly, and no one got to see her body, and she was kind of just buried out back. Well, not out back, but like with the other Mrs. Clauses. But no one got to see her after that. The funeral was like a closed casket funeral. No one got to see.
That's fucked up. I don't like that.
I don't like it either. Did he lie about her being dead?
Fucking clearly? Kind of? I don't know.
I say we investigate the chests.
Kringy, you open up the Sarah Eaker Claus one, SEC, and there's family photos that date back to like these are old. Well, it's family. It goes from like paintings to photos, and these paintings are old. Like you can see a date written in the corner for some of them, and they go as far back as 1831.
Jesus.
And then the recent ones are of a woman with Santa. Like as they get like a bit farther along, you see this woman with this round face and this dark hair. And she and Santa are kind of doing that usual Victorian stone face because it took so long to take pictures. There are a bunch of old dresses and there are a bunch of keepsakes that are just kind of stashed with the stuff. Sledward, you find the Janine Baldwin Claus one. Again, you see, well, it's old photographs that go from black and white to color. You can see the photos get clearer, better quality. And it is Janine Baldwin Claus was a young Black woman. She had very well kept hair and little pearl earrings. And you see her in these photos age from like early 20s to about 75. And then Starflake opens the Bonnie Kellerman Claus chest. And again, old photos leading up to some very recent like disposables from the late 90s. Like these are photos that you've seen on the iPad, but it's the physical copies of them. You see that she was her family went through a lot of stuff during the Depression. She has a photo of one of her brothers in there who had gotten drafted going into the war. And that's really the last of the photographs that she has up, and all of the other photos are of her and Santa. And then Sean, Mirth, you open up the chest labeled Sherilyn Warwick Claus, and in there is a person in a parka, and they have an item in their hand, and they're going to slash out at you. I'm going to need you to roll plus, let's say cool.
6, 2, 8, and then for cool, I think I have 1, so 9.
9, okay. Yeah, so you managed to dodge out of the way. It like scratches your cheek a little bit and it leaves this really cool scar eventually. Right out of the way. God damn it. And the person in there takes off, like the person, you see that this person is holding a knitting needle, and they take off their hood. It's this woman in kind of like her like 40s, 50s. She's got this like long red hair, and she just looks so tired and so just hungry. Like this woman has been through it. And this parka that she's wearing is made out of like seal skins, and she's wild-eyed. Like, are you with him?
With who?
Claus.
Yes and no, but no, he's dead right now. All right.
I know.
Oh, you know. Hello?
You did it.
Yes. Yes, I did.
I mean, congratulations.
Oh my God. And she looks at your neck. Oh my God, you're one of the toy elves, huh?
Yeah.
How's everybody? How are they doing?
To tell you the truth, ma'am, not well. We're out there picketing in the cold, and it's cold all the time here, but it's extra cold.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
Excuse me, but who are you? Aren't you supposed to be, I don't know, dead?
Oh, he tried. He tried. He definitely tried.
But then whose funeral did we have?
Who's in the casket?
Who's to say?
What the fuck?
And why?
And you all give me some space, all of you. She kind of gets up out of the chest. She's still holding the knitting needle.
Is that Veronica's knitting needle?
Is she the new one?
Yeah.
Used to be mine.
Oh,
Oh.
interesting.
If you'll allow me to explain, I met Santa at a bar, at a pool table, and I was drunk out of my mind, and he asked me to marry him, and I said, oh yeah, sure thing, honey. And I came out here, and I wanted to, in those 364 days when he wasn't around, I wanted to explore. I wanted to see what was happening out here. I had access to some of the assistant elf snowmobiles, and I'd take those out, and I'd get in trouble for that with Holly's Sparkle Wish, because I wasn't supposed to leave the house. I was supposed to stay in, and I was supposed to bake cookies and knit and be a good little wife, and that is not me. And I tried to leave, and one day, I'm sitting down with my eggnog. One Christmas Eve, I'm sitting down with my eggnog, and I take a good old swig, and all of a sudden things feel fuzzy. Things feel weird. I knock out. I wake up. I'm in a bag in the tundra. They left me to die out there. But I had a go bag waiting for me for when I was going to leave. And I survived, and I have been, for the last year, planning this, talking to Sweetie Pie and to Cinnamon to get me in here and take that son of a bitch out.
Sweetie Pie and Cinnamon knew about you this whole time. Even when they were talking to us, they knew.
That's how that video cut.
God damn.
Santa was not a well-liked man, was he?
They just sent us on this goose chase, even though they knew the whole time.
You think they were trying to frame
Us?
the new one?
But Veronica didn't do anything wrong.
No, she did nothing wrong. None of us did anything wrong. The only wrong thing that we did
None
was
of you
marrying
did.
that man. And
God damn.
I've snuck around, and I've seen her and Frost, and she looks over in the corner, and Jack is kind of up on the windowsill keeping tabs on everything. I've seen you too, and I've seen the way you look at her, and please take her as far away from here as you can. If anybody has to go down for this, you know what? I think I could take care of that myself. And she runs out the door.
Do we
What?
stop her?
Follow her.
Can I try to wrap her in my wrapping papers
Oh, yeah. Can you roll?
immediately?
Yeah. I have a tinsel I want to try to use to, like, not garrote her, but try
To
to,
kill her? No.
like a lasso. Use it like a
I
lasso.
was gonna say, yeah, we got the bullwhip.
Oh,
We got
fuck.
the two
Why
bullwhips
do
and
you hate me,
everything. We could
dice?
use those to, like, kind of get her by the feet, you know?
8.
And what'd you get for the tinsel?
I'm rolling now.
So I'm gonna aim at her legs.
That's a 5. Yeah, that's not.
Okay, yeah. You kind of fashion a lasso out of the tinsel, and it swings around, and I think it grabs Jack by the head, not the neck, but the head. He's like, hey, what the hell? Kind of shakes it off. Kringy, you managed to wrap one of her legs in the wrapping paper, and she goes down.
Hey now, no going nowhere till we figure out what we're doing next. We're all listen.
That Sparkle Wish has gotta go. I know that she was in on it. I know she was in on it when
She was in on what?
when they tried to kill me. I know it was her. She'd do anything for Claus, because she wants to be where he is. She wants to be in that seat. And she would kill every elf
Want
at the
to be
whole
Santa
world.
Claus?
Yes.
Hey, if we let that lady on the chair, she's gonna make it worse for us in the warehouse.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, hey, listen. Hey.
I
That's
can talk to her.
Last time we spoke to her, she wasn't necessarily the nicest of.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. She knows me. I'm an assistant elf. I'm pretty high up there, you know.
just so we're on the same page, former Mrs. Claus.
Sherilyn.
Sherilyn.
Please don't call me by that name.
Apologies. Just so we're on the same page, Sherilyn, what exactly did you want to do?
Kill her to death.
Guys, I hate to say it. I think that's a good idea.
You know, I kind of agree.
I think that, yeah, you would feel it from up here. From the floor below, there's just kind of a and like the whole house shakes.
You guys hear that, right?
I felt it for sure.
Jack looks around at you and says, "Did you leave the body?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You left it alone?"
Well, Cinnamon said that she was going to be going back to it at some point. No, like, isn't that
Cinnamon
We need to
said
get out of
she-
here.
what
We need
happens?
to get out of here. We need to get out of here now.
What's happening?
Can I roll and call the reindeer? Can I call the reindeer?
Jack turns into a gust of wind and goes back out the
This
window.
motherfucker just leave us here?
No, I got the deer whistle.
Alright,
I got the
guys.
deer whistle. I could call the reindeer.
You wanna use
right
it?
now.
Go ahead, use it.
What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Roll plus magic. 6. 3. 9 plus.
9 plus?
-1 magic. Fuck 8.
Okay, so you get so you blow this deer whistle and none of the rest of you can hear it, but all of a sudden up by the window, Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, and Vixen fly up next and kind of look over like, what do you want us to do?
Everyone hop the fuck off.
Okay. I'm on Dasher.
I'm gonna just jump on the closest reindeer I can.
Can you roll plus tough to do that jump, everybody?
Oh no.
Okay.
All right, I got a 3 and a 4 plus 0. That's a 7.
6.
It's tough.
Well, I got 8.
Sean, what'd you get?
11.
11. Okay. So that tough, I think everybody passed it except for Kringy. So everybody manages to like grab onto like a neck or just like a waist of a reindeer. You know how reindeer have waists.
They're thoraxes.
But Kringy, you kind of fall a little bit too far and you have to grab onto a leg. And which one did you jump onto?
Vixen.
Vixen does not like that. Just-
Oh my god, Kringy!
and you're just dangling.
I'm screaming, but you can't hear it because of the wind.
Let's reach
Yeah.
out to Kringy?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Please help me.
Kringy, grab onto my hand. Do I have to roll?
Yes, roll plus tough again to see if you can hang on tight enough. Or wait, probably on the reindeer's back. You can just do it anyway.
Oh, okay. Grab onto me!
Do I have to roll?
Yes.
That's plus tough, right?
Yes.
That's a 9.
Yeah, you managed to do it. You slide off a little bit, and then Vixen just kind of looks mad, like, "Oh, I'm not good enough for you, huh?"
Sorry.
But yeah, the reindeer, Mirth, where would you like the reindeer to go?
I mean, where do we need to go next?
Go to my house.
Pretty crap. Well, where's old Mrs. the original Mrs. Claus?
Sherilyn is still trying to get out the window. She's much bigger than the rest of you because she's, a normal sized human. And she kind of looks over at Vixen and like nods over, and Vixen flies over and she hops up onto Vixen's back.
We also had this huge thudding going on inside the house that kind of seems suspicious because,
Do we want to wait and see what that is, or do we want to?
What are we thinking? Oh, yeah. Where did Mr. Frost go? Also,
He's wind.
he's gone. Okay.
He's wind,
All
and
right.
he's like he's heading back down to Veronica.
Let's go jump Holly.
Yeah, because the thing is, Holly is one elf.
An intervention. She's one elf, but you got to keep in mind she makes sure the candy canes are very sharp. So you got to keep.
But we are 6 elves plus a human,
There are 6
technically.
elves plus a human, and I'm an assistant elf, so
And
I
4 reindeer.
I got a bullwhip.
We are going to jump her.
And listen, man, if you guys want me to go in first to talk to her,
I think it's more
can
so.
do that.
I think we all walk in at once. Be like, Holly, hi. You know, as if we're submitting a complaint to HR, as if we're a big group. So, shall we? You guys want to go with
Yeah,
that?
I'm following your lead, bud.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
The reindeer take you down from the attic and down onto the ground safely, and they kind of trot the way that reindeer do. I don't know how reindeer move, if they trot or what, but they're kind of heading over, and out the side, like you're about to turn a corner, and from that side of the wall just bursts open, and there is a creature there, and it is like 9 feet tall at the very least. Just pale blue skin. There's these candy cane spider legs sprouting out from spots that they shouldn't. There's just these big hollow eyes. But this creature is just recognizable enough. It's got that long white beard and a big old belly that shakes when he laughs like a bowl full of jelly. You can't explain how you know, but you know that that's Santa.
What the fuck? Fuck. Wait, candy. Do you think Holly did something with her candy canes to make him this way?
Is that why they kept him in a stasis chamber all those years?
Maybe she's been injecting him with stuff.
What's happening? I don't like
I
this.
think this is just the natural. This is just the Santa trying to not die and change in form.
The bigger situation, guys, isn't this thing walking towards us?
Oh,
It doesn't
maybe.
really see you at first.
Okay.
It's just kind of walking out, and out from behind it, Holly comes out and has 2 candy canes that are kind of like 2 daggers that she's holding, and they're deadly sharp. She's like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, that wasn't supposed to happen. Oh geez, you left him alone. He should have gone back in this. This is why I can't trust the rest of you. Do something about that. Quick. I don't want to have to get my hands dirty.
You don't want to have to get your hands dirty. You seem like the one who knows the most about this stuff. We didn't even know that he wasn't supposed to be left alone.
The Santa creature is notably hatless, and Holly has Santa's hat kind of put on a little angle on her head.
So maniacal.
Holly, can I roll elf practice?
Yes, you can. Elf practice, for reference. You're high up on the elf hierarchy. Roll plus cool instead of plus charm to manipulate someone.
Is 11.
Okay, what would you like to say to her?
Holly, I know we're really good friends, you know, and I know you know that I get really scared sometimes, especially with big creatures. I really wish that you would help me right now.
Fine. So we're gonna kill this thing. And the Santa creature goes, and it spits this just frosty blue substance out onto Holly's face, and it crackles and sizzles and kind of starts to spread over her face. And she kind of stumbles, and Sherilyn sees this and is just, oh shit.
Hey guys.
I guess Sherilyn, your wish has been fulfilled this year.
Okay, but what the fuck are we supposed to do about that thing?
That's a very good question. I was gonna try and save the hat at one point, but I guess that's not neither here nor there. Gotta kill it, right?
Okay, can I throw frozen snowballs now?
Yes, you can. Roll plus tough for me. Actually, I think this is a roll to kick some ass. So
7.
okay. Yeah, so you manage to hit the Santa creature like dead in one of the eyes, and it just lets out this screech thing like nothing you have ever heard before. It rings in your ears long after it's done screeching. And let me hang on. I need to do math. Yeah, so that one just hits right in there, and then I think you probably like throw another one and it whizzes past the head. What would the rest of you like to do?
I mean, if you have like a tinsel, right? That can like the idea.
I still have the tinsel, yes, but I also have an ornament decoration that does +1 harm when smashed. What I would like to do is maybe like try to throw it at the claws monster's feet and see if maybe we can like
Home Alone it, yeah.
Exactly. Just like
Yeah,
try
yeah.
to just discourage him from moving. So
Yeah.
what would that be? Would that be tough or sharp or cool?
Wait, Lewis, before you do that,
Yes.
I can try to craft like something to help with this because I can make toys.
Okay.
So if we're gonna fully Home Alone it, I was thinking like a flash bomb
Okay. Yeah, I could
to blind it.
I could give you my ornament. You could like, I don't know, inject some like magic powder or something in it.
Just like a glass and flash
I
bomb.
don't know.
So for lots of toys and goodies, that's plus sharp. That is 13.
Oh yeah, that does it. That super does it.
Oh god.
I think, yeah, you're able to create a flash grenade and you toss it over to Sledward, and are you gonna be throwing that plus your ornaments?
Sure, yeah. I'll just like chuck them. I have like some ornaments in my hands. I'm ready to like set up like a little field of caltrops for the Santa. I'm ready to like stun him as much as I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will absolutely roll for that. That's plus sharp. Let's go. That's 6, 1, +1. That's an 8.
So yeah, you managed to roll all of these things out underneath Santa's feet, kind of looking down. Oh, you think you can stop me? And then he takes a step with one of his regular feet, right? It's like kind of like the boot that he normally would have been wearing has kind of just torn through, and it's just his bare dogs.
Ew.
I know, yeah, his bare dogs, and he takes a step. Ornaments just smash and shatter and get stuck into his feet, and he howls
With his bare feet.
and takes another step onto the flash grenade. Would you like to explain how this works, Angie?
So the flash grenade, it's like a battery-powered toy inside of another like ornament. And so it cracks and the toy just flashes into this blinding white horrible flash.
So Santa steps on that next one, flash kind of slips and falls back and lands, and I think that's going to be another point of harm. And I think from here, Santa's pissed. He is going to. Which one of you? Who do you think is the closest to Santa currently? Actually, roll for it. Roll. Just do a straight roll, no modifiers.
I rolled 3 + 1. That's a 4.
Sledward, that was a 4.
Yeah, total.
7.
Oof.
9.
9. Okay. 5. Just barely missed it. Sledward, you're probably closest. So Santa's gonna reach out with one of the candy cane spider legs, and those things are sharp. You see, reach out and slash. I'm gonna take this down for you, but you have sustained 2 out of 8 points of harm.
Okay.
I think from your proximity, it's just kind of like across the chest. So like, you just blood, some elf blood coming out.
You know what? Actually, I want to see if there's any way I can mitigate that. And the argument I'd like to make is that as a village elf, I have an ugly Christmas sweater.
Yes, that's right.
And I just want to say, this Christmas sweater, it may be ugly, but it's made with a lot of love, and it's really thick to keep you nice and warm and insulated. So I'd like to say, maybe we could reduce it from 2 to 1.
So you sustain 1 point of harm. That sweater Who made that sweater for you?
You know what? I'm gonna say my darling wife made that for me.
Yeah, that thing is ripped to shreds.
Oh
It's
no.
gone.
Oh no.
It's gone forever. You're gonna have to explain that once you get home. So I think that one point of harm it's more emotional damage than physical. It just hurts your heart to see that happen. Like, oh man.
Oh no. My wife put her heart and soul into that.
Mirth, would you like to do something
Well,
to
Santa's on the ground currently, right?
yeah.
So I didn't know if it would be possible at all. Because like initially to get him on the ground, I was thinking if we had the tinsels, if we tied up the legs, if we were able to do
Yeah.
kind of like the AT-ATs and fucking Star Wars. That's all I'm trying to
Yeah.
but since he's already on the ground, what if we just to make sure he doesn't get back up kind of thing, what if we still ran around with that idea? Kind of sense, just kind of like tying some of the legs down.
You could, yeah. You could use your bullwhip for that if you wanted.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking for that,
Yeah.
Okay. So I would have to roll, let us see. Bullwhip.
I think ranged attack, roll plus sharp.
Plus
No, roll plus cool.
6, 5 plus 1, so 12.
Yeah, you in like a single, like just one hit manages to wrap around Santa's spider legs and confine him, and he's just
Pissed.
I think at this point Sherilyn is gonna try to go in and harm this beast that was her ex-husband.
She should.
Yeah, so she like trudges over. She's still in the snowshoes, so she can move. It's a bit clunky, but she can move kind of quick in the snow. She goes over, plunges the knitting needle into the chest for the second time today. And I think at this point it's so lodged in there that she can't pull it back out. So she just kind of like reels back from the amount of force that she put into that. Who would like to go next? Yeah, Kringy Spingus, what do you want to do?
I'm going to stab him with my screwdriver.
Please do a roll.
Is this plus sharp or plus?
I think plus tough
tough?
because it's a melee.
All right, here we go.
Kringy Spingus, Kringy Spingus, Kringy Spingus, Kringy Spingus.
8.
8, yeah, okay. Yeah, you, is there a specific spot where you want to stab?
I'm gonna stab him. I hate this asshole. I'm gonna try to stab him in the neck.
Yeah, you do that. You stab in the neck, and like with Sherilyn, your screwdriver kind of gets stuck in there and it's hard to pull back out. Your hand is very close to his teeth. You and Sherilyn are the closest to Santa right now. And I think that after that, Santa is going to try to, your hand's very close, he's gonna try to bite you. Oh yeah, no, snake eyes. Tries to take a bite out of you, but like can't reach quite close enough to where your hand is.
Can I go next?
Yes.
Can I throw frozen snowballs in his mouth?
Go ahead.
In his mouth.
Yes.
Okay.
Roll sharp.
What? So he chokes and dies. 7.
You managed to get one into his mouth and it kind of lodges into his throat. But I think this does some harm to him. But he does manage to out again with that kind of gross viscous blue stuff. Right back at you. Could you roll plus sharp to dodge out of the way?
Yes.
Actually, no, act under pressure. This is going to be, sorry. So act under pressure is a roll plus cool, I believe.
Okay. 6.
Was that with the plus 2?
Yes.
You aren't able to get away. You're able to get away from the frozen snowball fast enough, but some of the blue stuff kind of gets you in the shoulder and is kind of creeping up.
I have hot chocolate as well. Am I
Yes,
allowed?
you can. So yeah, like it kind of starts to creep up. And this hot cocoa, you can feel it. It tastes very good. Do you have marshmallows in your hot chocolate?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some really good marshmallows and it's very sweet and it's very comforting and you feel it really in your heart first.
Aww.
And then that warmth kind of spreads to the shoulder and the ice crystals melt away.
If Santa still has some beating left in him, I got an idea for something. So with the whistle and everything, I was looking to see if I could call in whatever reindeers I may get, and have them all kind of take a good old kick at whole scene.
So
They all come back.
funny.
Use your whistle.
Let's see. 2. I got a solid 7.
7, yeah. So you already have Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, and Vixen there with you. So the rest of the reindeer don't really hear it, but they definitely hear the reindeer whistle, and they look to you and they nod and they just go in and they just start kicking the shit out of Santa. And I think 1 point of harm for each of them.
They're jumping him.
Okay, yeah.
You know what? I think Sleddy's gonna break out of his normal shell in a fit of rage induced by the destruction of his favorite gift from his wife. He's gonna take the tinsel garland and hold it over his head before jumping down and trying to sort of, hook it around the monstrous Santa's neck and try to strangle him that way.
Tinsel garage.
Yeah, I have an ability called Troubles Will Be Miles Away. I get 1 luck point, and I can use that to get an instant 12.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So, please describe what happens.
So, standing atop the reindeer, hurtling above this monster, he holds like a banner, the way with this tinsel garland sparkling in the moonlight. It's tinkling, twinkling, and just like a thing of beauty, it can be turned into an equally deadly weapon. So he jumps down, yelling, "This is for my wife!" He hooks it around Santa's throat as he falls, twisting it, landing on his back, and just starts yanking as hard as he can.
Yeah.
Trying to strangle, but also trying to tear his head off using this garland.
So Santa's just Happy Christmas to all and to all again. And before he can finish, head just comes clean off.
Oh my god.
And just rolls off to the side next to Holly, who's also dead from the snow.
No.
And Sherilyn looks down at this scene and says, "Oh, holy night. You all okay?"
I mean, we just killed Santa Claus, so we're as good as we could be.
I think Sledward is still
Panting.
full of adrenaline. He's full of adrenaline. He's just screaming, and he's flexing. He's over the corpse.
Kissing his muscles.
He's like, yeah.
Yeah, Sherilyn looks over at you, Sleddy, and then looks to the rest of you like, I'm scared of that one. I'm not scared of anything, but goddamn. And at this, Veronica and Jack come over to see this scene, and Jack looks over and says, "Yeah, that I'm glad that's over with."
Good job.
Look it up, Sleddy.
Great work.
And Veronica has a moment like, "All right, so who's doing the toy delivery?"
I was just gonna ask that question, actually.
Oh, I mean, we need to change around here anyways. We lost Holly. We don't even have a Claus anymore. What if maybe you took up that mantle? Led us into a better... Listen, I can't think of anyone better at the moment to fulfill that kind of role. You were the one that they tried to take out because of the power and because of the threat that you held.
That's Sherilyn.
Who am I talking to?
So Veronica says, "Listen, I'm flattered, but I want to go home for the holidays. I want to see my family."
Sherilyn, what about you?
It's just one night.
Yay!
And she, I'm starving though. Anybody have any of those Christmas cookies? And Veronica like, "Don't worry, I've got you." And the two of them head into the house, kind of talking to each other about how awful Santa was, and they're getting along really well. Jack follows in after them, and you're left with the corpses.
Reindeer food?
The reindeer kind of sniff at the body and go, "Mm-mm." And they kind of head back over to the the reindeer stables, like, our work here is done.
So, who's feeling s'mores? Let's make a bonfire.
On top of the body?
I was just about to say we could burn it.
So do you do that?
Yeah, we make some s'mores. I'll bring the hot chocolate.
So this final scene is the
Um,
four of you lighting Santa's the Santa creature's corpse along with Holly's. A blaze goes up. And it smells like chestnuts roasting on an open fire, weirdly enough. It's not flesh, it's very pleasant. And you roast some marshmallows and you talk about the year past and hope for the year to come now that Santa is out of the picture. Hope for the toy elves, all of the elves up at the North Pole, and the better conditions that are coming for everybody. We flash forward to the next day. It's Christmas Day. Sherilyn Warwick, no longer Claus, has decided to stay at the North Pole and in the other 364 days out of the year, map and explore the tundra the way that she wanted. And she's happy. She's content being single. She loves it. And then we move away from the North Pole and we find ourselves in Pelham Parkway in the Bronx. Veronica Salvatierci, no longer Claus, and her boyfriend Jack, hand in hand, come up to an old apartment building. Veronica buzzes in, goes up the stairs. It's a walk up, it's bad. But she's taking all of her things from the North Pole. She knocks on a door on the 4th floor. A woman opens the door, this old Italian woman wearing an apron. She's got flour all over her front from making cookies. And she looks over and she sees her daughter. And the two of them embrace. And it really is a Merry Christmas for all.